40 is one of the most famous pieces of music ever composed, but at the same time for me, I've always been struck of how intense of an experience the symphony is, both as a performer and as a concert goer. It's something that really takes you at the beginning, grabs you and never really abandons you until the very end of the piece. And for me, this music has really a restless quality, some kind of relentless energy that is really hard to describe. Of course, as a honest musician, you want to try to understand why, what is behind this, and behind this, well, this we will never know, because this is pure, absolute music with no words or no concepts. It's really a pure symphony. But I try to figure out in a way if this mood, this sense of restlessness is just my personal impression of if there's something embedded in the music, by looking at one aspect of this music, which is the key. The key of G minor is a key that Mozart didn't use very often. As a matter of fact, there's only a handful of major pieces written in this key by him. But it's relevant because they all have something in common with our symphony number 40. They share some kind of common expressive ground. And for example, that symphony number 25, listen to this. This symphony, written many years before, is a symphony that has the same element of agitation, the same palpitation inside that our symphony number 40 starts with, for example. Symphony number 40 starts like this, with this upbeat gesture, which is ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. In a way, kind of, it's an effect, it's some kind of torment, little agitation, palpitation inside. And symphony number 25 starts with a different musical device, a syncopation, but still the feeling is the same. Lack of breath, etc., etc. Or, for example, it's interesting because it's musically very, very similar. The same drive that you find in the last movement of symphony number 40, our symphony. Is exactly the same on the second idea of the symphony. Do you feel the same drive, the same agitation? It's something that really is embedded in this music, probably because of the key. Or maybe the key is the common ground that unifies this music. Or like, for example, take the piano quartet number 1, still in G minor. Similar energy, similar dramatic contrasts, similar agitation. Or, for example, there's a string quintet number 4, still in G minor. Etc., etc. It's music that still has the same drive and still has the same tension inside. Tension this time even enhanced by another small musical device, which is chromaticism. Chromaticism in music is the use of the small steps that are between the notes. That is actually present in our symphony again, in the 4th movement, for example. You hear the chromaticism inside? Etc. these little small steps, they're exactly the same in our quartet. Could it be more chromatic? Could it be more tense? Could it be more agitated in a way? So probably the impression at the beginning that I always had about the symphony as being a restless piece, or something that drives you and brings you somewhere but you really don't know where, is probably not so far-fetched. In a way, I like to think that it's the real reason why the symphony is still performed and still excites us so much. The reason being this energy not being resolved, not finding the final piece, not finding like a resolution. And this is why it still shakes us to our guts more than 200 years after its composition. That is why it's so exciting for me, and I hope that is why it's going to be so exciting for you too.